ini, majlis dengan penuh takzim menjemput dan persilakan Yang Berusia Tuan Haji Hashim bin Muhammad, Pengetua SMK Kota Baru, untuk memimpin hadirin berdoa. Dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wa la ikhwanana allazina sabaquna bil imana wa la taj'al fi qulubina ghillan lil ladzina amanu rabbana innaka ra'ufur rahim. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. Sesungguhnya kami berhimpun dalam majlis ini bagi melahirkan rasa kesyukuran di atas kurniaan-Mu yang tidak ternilai. Jadikanlah kami hamba-hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur dan di atas nikmat yang melimpah ruah kepada kami. Ya Fattahu ya Alim, sesungguhnya Engkau Maha mengetahui bahawa kami di sini ingin menimba ilmu-Mu yang sangat luas bagi mengembangkan potensi kami sebagai hamba-Mu yang Engkau redai. Ya Allah, lapangkanlah dada anak-anak didikku dan mudahkanlah mereka segala tugasannya, serta lepaskanlah simpulan daripada lidahnya agar mereka memahami perkataan guru-guru mereka. Sinarilah hati-hati kami dengan cahaya dan hidayah-Mu. Semoga dengannya kami mudah menerima dan menghayati serta mengamalkannya. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, kurniakanlah apa kiranya kami kesihatan anggota, kecerdasan minda, ketenangan jiwa, kekuatan semangat. Semoga dengannya kami mampu mendapati cabaran, berdaya saing dan mampu mengangkat martabat diri, keluarga, organisasi, masyarakat dan negara kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin.
Amin ya rabbal alamin. Seterusnya, majlis dengan penuh takzim menjemput persilakan Yang Berusia Tuan Penceramah untuk meneruskan selap mata pelajaran pada petang ini. Dengan penuh takzim dipersilakan.
Okay, thank you to moderator. I guess we are going to begin now. Okay, we are waiting for the admins, okay, so that I can share my screen now. Alright, we are back to our class now. We are going to begin. Okay, teacher akan buat secara formally lah. Okay, formally. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all the teachers who are joining for this session, and of course, my most important clients for today, that is my beloved students of boys and girls. All right, I really hope that you're going to be with me throughout the session. It's going to be a long one, but if you are ready with your pens, with your notes, okay, busy jotting down things, you are going to feel that this, kita tinggal berapa jam lagi sekarang? Okay, about 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's going to be a fly, what do we call the time is going to fly very fast. All right, so we're going to start now. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. Okay, how is this going to be held? Okay, if you have any question, you can stop me. If you have any question, you just can, teacher, I have any question, can you clarify this? Maybe your other friends also want to ask the same question, but they are shy. Or if you think that you are shy enough, okay, to just disturb me during my presentation, you can type in the chat box. And from time to time, you will see that I am facing that way. Why? Because I am checking my chat box in my another laptop. Okay, so it's very easy for me. If I found out anything that you want to ask from the chat box, I will just reply. Okay, so ignore this one. Let us share our slide. Okay, be with me. Teacher Nidhi Zaid from SMK Kb1. This is our Kem Kecemerlangan Academic Speed Up Mpsm Kb1. And as you can see here, hold on, teacher besarkan tujuan slide. Alright. And then, okay. Our focus for today is 1119/2. That is our writing paper. And I know I am saying hi again to some of you. especially to those who have been with me for my talk, okay, as invited by your schools. So you already know about part 1 and part 2, which I highlighted during the sharing session. So for today, I think it's better for me to zoom in into 1119-2. That is our writing paper only for part 3. Okay, so it is stated here that part 1 ni sebagai reminder je lah. Okay, just to fresh up our mind. For part 1 is going to be informal writing. That is the email format, 80 words, and of course we are the straight A plus candidates, so we are hoping to score 20 over 20 for our part 1. Say that again and again, that will be our prayer. Okay, also for part 2, that is formal guided writing, 125 to 150 words. Again, okay, this is another part for us, okay, the excellent students, to score 20 over 20. That is why I kept telling the students, say this again and again, 20 over 20, 20 over 20. Inshallah, God willing, the marks will be yours in your SPM 2021. This is our focus for today. That is part 3, extended writing, okay, in which you are going to showcase your ability to use proverbs, to use what else? Idioms, metaphors, similes, all this that we call as linguistic devices, or the flowery language, tu bahasa pasar adalah flowery language, to beautify, to make your essay more, what do we call, more attractive, more interesting, to be read by your examiners or your teachers. The number of words, 200 to 250 words, but remember, this is CEFR. There is no what we call as imposing the penalty if you exceed the number of words. But remember, the biggest hindrance is time limit, because we only have 1 hour and 30 minutes. That is for us to answer the question. So we need to follow the time frame. Although you think that you have the ability to write more, but remember, time is our biggest enemy in our 1119-2. So let us zoom in to part 3, extended writing. Okay, part 3, extended writing. These are the 4 genres or the 4 text types that you are already being exposed by most of the teachers, by all the teachers, I would say, that not all, most of the teachers, but by all of the teachers at your school. Okay, first is a story writing, second is an article, third is a report, and of course the last one is writing a review. So make sure you know how to tackle these 4 text types of 4 genres of writing. Okay, this will help you out in order for you to get good marks for your part 3. Okay, we have already set in our mind part 1, part 2, inshallah, God willing, I'm going to score for full marks. They said, okay, some said that part 3, it looks like a bit tough and a bit impossible for us to get 20 over 20, but then it is not impossible. It sounds a bit impossible, but it is not impossible at all if you stay focused on what you are supposed to do, okay, and all the techniques that you are supposed to apply when you are doing your extended writing. Okay, this is the band that you need to know to get 5, 5, 5, 5. Sikit je markah dia kan, only 5 only. Okay, so part 3 assessment skill extract of score 5. Teacher, aren't you going to show us how to get 3 marks? No. You are the straight A plus candidates. So our focus is only at the maximum marks for each category. So to get 5 for the content, what you need to do is to write and make sure that all the content is relevant to the task. So it is very important for you to understand the task and make sure that whatever you are writing, whatever elaborations that you are giving to your readers, they are on task. Okay, do not diverge from the task. Okay, check every sentence that you write, check and double check, and make sure those sentences, those elaborations, they are related to the task given to you. That will make the target readers fully informed. If you are able to do that easily, boys and girls, you are going to get 5 for the content. For communicative achievement, we are looking at your ability to use the conventions of the communicative task effectively, which means if you have chosen to write a report, it looks like a report. Okay, the layout looks like a report. You are using passive sentences most of the time because this is a report. You are reporting about something. If you choose to write an article and if the task asks you to give the information, okay, the layout looks like an article and it sounds very informative. Okay, if you choose to write a story, there is a plot for the readers to follow. We can see where is the beginning, we can see where is the climax and where is the resolution. And we can picture the characters and also the plot of the story. Okay, that is if you choose to write a story. What if you choose to write a review? Okay, we can know, for example, if you are reviewing about a movie, okay, we know the synopsis of the movie and we can hear your own voice in the essay. Okay, those are the conventions of the communicative task that you need to use, which is according to the text types of the genre that you have chosen. And you need to communicate with ease. What is the meaning of communicate with ease? We do not want something that you memorize and then you try to insert in the essay. Okay, sometimes if you try hard enough to do this, the language will sound a bit peculiar, a bit weird, okay, compared to the other parts of your essay. So be original, be natural in your writing and communicate with ease. Do not beat around the bush. Make sure whatever you want to say is communicated excellently and your readers can get the gist of what you are trying to share. If you are able to do that, welcome, 5 marks for communicative achievement. For organization, I know for those of you who have met me before, you know that when I talk about organization, I am going to smile. Why? Because organization, we just focus on 3 parts, right? First is the use of paragraph. Second is the use of simple connectors. If you can still remember the 6, okay? The 6, okay, simple, first, stroke, firstly, and, but, because, or, and so. Those are the 6 simple connectors and a variety of cohesive devices, the 4 types of cohesive devices that you need to know. Don't worry about that because we are going to look into this. Okay, what are cohesive devices? Okay, we are going to look into detail after this. If you are able to use all these 3 aspects correctly, paragraphing, simple connectors, and cohesive devices, you are welcoming 5 marks for your organization. And now we'll move on to language. For language, we are looking at the range of vocabulary, including less common lexis. Remember, lexis means words, okay? Less common means words that we rarely use in our daily communication. They are not the bombastic words. Okay, some of you might say, teachers, are you referring to big words? Okay, bombastic words that I need to take from the thesaurus and then try to memorize and use them in my essays. If you are able to do that, and if you are able to use all these big words correctly and appropriately, 2 thumbs up. That means you are on the right track to get 5 marks for your language. But still, boys and girls, if you are using the words, not that big words, okay? For example, appropriately, okay, procrastination, they are not big words, but they are rarely used in our daily communication. But now we are using them in our written form. Number 1. Second, we are looking at your ability to use simple and some complex grammatical forms. Okay, remember for English, how many structures do we have? 4. Okay, 4 structures. Simple, compound, complex, and compound, complex structures. But for CEFR, it seems here that the focus is more on the simple and complex grammatical forms. Okay, the number 1 and number 3. Okay, compound sentences they are automatically being constructed when you use cohesive devices or the simple connectors as mentioned in organization just now. So the focus here is, okay, if you are able to use complex structures, you have secured your marks, 5 marks for the language. So we put here 5. And occasional errors are still there, okay, you see, because you are 17 years old, we do not expect you to come up with a clean piece of writing, no error at all, no, okay, the errors are still there, but the errors do not disturb the communication. If you are able to do that, boys and girls, you can easily get 20/20. But as I mentioned to some of the students when they ask me, teacher, what if I get only 17 or 18/20? Okay, for part 3. I said, inshallah, don't worry. Okay, you get 18/20 for this part 3, but then your part 2 and part 1, remember I told you there are 2 parts that are very easy for you to score 20/20. Kalau this part dapat 18 ataupun 17/20, that means your overall mark will be 57/60. Oi, banyak dah tu. And you are on the right. Sekejap Yong. Okay, you are on the right track to get good marks, okay, for your overall 1119 paper. Or Young asked me here, teacher, I don't quite understand about the grammatical forms. Could teacher explain more? Okay, grammatical forms are the 4 types of the sentence structures in English. Dia sama dengan BM tau Young. In BM we have ayat mudah, ayat majmuk. Okay, for English we have simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence and compound complex sentence. And don't worry Young, because in my next slides later, I am going to share with you how to form complex structures. So that after this, which this point is actually a very good learning point for you students, okay, and for us teachers to expose the students. And I think after your teachers, because all your teachers are going to attend a course, okay, on the 5th and on the 6th of October, which means the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. They are going to attend the 2-day course, okay, and they will be exposed to this. And I really hope that after that, it is very clear to them what are the aspects that they need to focus in their teaching, all right? Okay, now we go to this one. I want to score 5 marks for organization. Now I'm talking about organization. Just now, remember we start with C, content. Content is very easy for you to score as long as you are on the right track. And then we have the CA, communicative achievement. Okay, you give the enough elaborations and make sure you are using the correct text type. Now I want to touch on O, organization. It is stated here, text is generally well organized and coherent using a variety of cohesive devices. So you need to know what does a variety of cohesive devices refer to. Okay, cohesive devices, there are 4 types altogether. First is pronoun reference. Second, synonym. Third one is relative pronoun. And the last one is transitional words. Okay, pronoun reference, very simple. All the pronouns, kata ganti nama, including I, he, she, me. Okay, excuse me, we have a interruption. Siapa yang tak boleh masuk? Sorry you all dengar tau. I'm talking to kumpulan Cemerlang. Okay, we are having problems with kumpulan Cemerlang. Oh, so the speaker cannot enter. You all tahu tak? Mana? Try, tak betul dia dah, mana dia penuh. Sekejap you all tunggu. They have to come up with another link. Okay, you all sabar tau. Sian kita punya another group. Not our group okay dah. Our group is okay already. Okay, but the other group, remember that we have 2 more groups? My slide pun. Just start balik. Okay, PT, you need to know the situation now. Okay, kelang kabut sangat di amat mahir sekarang because the students are so eager to join in the kumpulan Cemerlang. That is the second group. Second group tu ada 1,200 students. Ours is supposed to be only 500. 500 pun kita tak sampai lagi ni. Those who are being with me now is 250 and who are watching live is about 185 now. Okay. They can join us je kan? Tak payahlah dia tunggu-tunggu kat sana. Sian pula. Tak apa. Kita sambung dulu. Let them settle their problems. Alright. Tapi macam sounds a bit selfish pula. Okay. Alright. Okay. They are doing good. InsyaAllah. Allah will help us. Don't worry. Okay. Sambung. Okay, pronoun reference is actually when you are talking about kata ganti nama. Whatever kata ganti nama that you are going to use. I, he, she. But please students, as the excellent group, do not make silly mistakes. Okay, I have a brother. He is very naughty. Sometimes she will disturb me. Oh my God, bila pula brother jadi she. Okay, be careful with your pronoun reference. So make sure you are using the pronouns correctly. And these, and those, that. Sorry. That and those. These and this. Okay, and then I give the example here. Dina put the books on the table. Those are the ones she borrowed from the library. Those is referring to the book. So if you are able to do this, okay, you are able to write using this pronoun reference. That means you have successfully used one type of cohesive device. Tick. Okay, checklist for you now. Okay, number 2 is the use of synonym. For example, I have a beautiful daughter. Okay, everybody admires the gorgeous look of my daughter. She is in front of me. Perasan tergebas-gebas. Tahu tak? Oh lah sengih. Saya bawa dia as my technician today. Okay, it is like this. Okay, synonym ni, we want to encourage students so that you are going to showcase your ability to use vocabulary, different vocabulary to describe about the same thing. So why teacher you only give us 2? What happened to the rest? What happened to the rest? It is for you, boys and girls, to come up with your own list of synonyms because everybody will have a different interest. So I want you to come up with your own list, okay, at least 10 each. And you are going to use these words again and again in your essay. And these synonyms, they are very interesting. Why? Because some of the synonyms, dia ada 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the synonym that we can use to describe about one thing. So you find out that one and you try to get the synonyms that can be used in many contexts and also can be applied in many topics. That will secure your another type of cohesive device. And next one, okay, another type of cohesive device is relative pronoun. This is when you use who, when, where, and that when you are constructing your sentence. Okay, the example here, the bowler who won the competition trained hard. The original sentence was, the bowler trained hard. Okay, who won the competition is explaining about the bowler. And the beauty of using this relative pronoun is that when you use relative pronoun most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, most of the time you have constructed a complex structure. Okay, Yong, this is another example of the grammatical form that you have asked me in the chat box. Okay, kenapa teacher highlight sangat complex structure? Remember, our language, we need to come out with a complex structure. And this relative pronoun, it acts out as a cohesive device and at the same time, you are constructing a complex structure. That means you are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So if you are able to use relative pronoun, again, congratulations, you have used another type of cohesive device. And of course, the final type of cohesive device yang paling banyak sekali dalam dunia ni. Okay, there are so many of transitional words. In addition, furthermore, all in all, and these are the types of transitional words. Termasuklah the miscellaneous. Okay, for example, as far as we know, as we can see it, astonishingly, those are all considered as fillers. Kadang-kadang kita panggil dia sebagai fillers. Okay, sebagai pengisian. Fillers or also miscellaneous. Okay, and that is one part of transitional words. Kalau summary, who can type in? Can you type in? How are you going to sum up your essay? Or you want to open up your microphone for a while? In a nutshell, good Yong, as if you are the only one being with me in the chat box. What about the boys and girls? Boys and girls, the handsome, the gorgeous ones. Wow, so quiet. Janganlah biarkan teacher keseorangan di depan screen. In conclusion, thank you, Damia. Okay, what else? We have so many examples of how you are going to conclude, or you are going to sum up the summary. All in all, thank you, Zarifa, Iza. To conclude, Auni, Takifa, very nice name. Thank you, boys and girls. In nutshell, dah ada lah ke atas itu saya, Muhammad Amir Daniel Al-Siddiq. On the final note, good, Fu. Okay, that is a nice one. Okay, thank you, boys and girls. Now I know that I am communicating with somebody. Ni Sofia Amira, why do you raise your hand? Any question? Raising the hand again, Ni Sofia Amira. Teacher panggil dengan gaya manja sekarang. Okay, on the final note, teacher suka itu kan? No teacher, okay, so tertekan kot. Kenapa teacher buat muka macam tu? MACD dah sampai, delivery. Okay, MACD teacher dah sampai. So I'm taking my lunch after this. McDonald, jangan cemburu ya. Okay, continue class. Okay, these are some of the connectors list. Okay, the ones that I'm taking from here. Transitional words ni, ni dia. Okay, the list is here. Am I going to read this? No, I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. You are going to teacher dah bagi kan, you all boleh lah tengok this one. When you want to say your opinion, all the phrases are here, just choose 2 or 3. Ahmad Zaim jangan gelak lah, situ. But then Ahmad Zaim nak, teacher ada extra burger. Okay, continue. Okay, I want to score maximum mark for my language too. Okay, just now I said I want to score maximum marks for my organisation. Now I want to score my maximum marks for my language. Okay, remember Yong asked me just now what about the grammatical forms. Okay, this is what I'm referring to, Yong. Okay, use a range of vocabulary including the less common lexis, that is the vocabulary. Use a range of simple and some complex grammatical forms with control and flexibility. We are talking about the use of complex structures. Okay, what is complex structures? A complex sentence has an independent clause, okay, one sentence that can stand on its own, and a dependent clause, one sentence that cannot stand on its own. So that means one sentence tu dia boleh berdiri sendiri, and another sentence dia tak boleh berdiri sendiri. And then we get them married, okay? Kita tie a knot, they get married, and this sentence is what we call as the complex sentence. Okay, explanation given here. The dependent clause begins with a subordinating conjunction. The dependent clause yang tidak boleh berdiri sendiri, okay, the dependent clause will start with a subordinating conjunction. So what are subordinating conjunction? All this. Kita senaraikan contoh dia. After, although, because, before, even though, however, if, since, so that, unless, when, while, whenever. Bagi teacher lapar dia. As your mother, Zulhairi. Kan teacher nak bagi pula, nanti tak sempat teacher nak bagi ceramah kat sini. Okay, so let us look at the examples here. Examples of complex sentence. I washed the car after I came home. Okay, you look at the example. I washed the car. This sentence can stand on its own. Dia boleh berdiri sendiri. I washed the car, very clear. But if I write this sentence, after I came home, right? Macam dangling sentence kan? It is a hanging sentence. Ayat tak lengkap. Okay, incomplete sentence. That is what we call as a dangling sentence. Okay, after I came home, so digunakan after kat sini. So it is a dangling sentence. When you marry an independent clause with a dependent clause, they get married. Here is your complex sentence. Tak susah kan? That is why in our marking scheme dia dah kata dah, some complex grammatical forms need to be used in part 3. So this is one of the ways for you to come up with your complex structure. Okay, look at the second example. He went to see a doctor. It is a complete sentence. He went to see a doctor. Okay, but then bila digunakan because he was sick, okay, that one cannot stand on its own. Because he was sick. So, kita akan tanya, so because he was sick, he went to see a doctor. Okay, if you want to put this one in front, nak gunakan yang dependent clause in front, because he was sick, you need to use the comma. And then only the independent clause ke belakang. Tu dua cara dia. One, if you want to use the independent clause first, you do not need a comma. But if you use the dependent clause first, it needs a comma. Okay, I hope that it is very clear. Okay, look at the third one. Even though she was late, ayat tergantung, a dangling sentence. She managed to complete the assignment. Okay, that is the independent clause. So we combine the two sentences, they become a complex sentence. So kalau teacher nak letak yang ni kat depan dulu. She managed to complete the assignment even though she was late. Do I need a comma? No. Okay. Okay, let us look at the question now. Teacher, if the usage of whereas also counts as a complex sentence, whereas, yes, whereas is another subordinating conjunction. Okay, Yong answering your question. Now we proceed. Are you ready now? Are you ready to go with me? A review, a story, an article, a report. Look at this boy. The action kan, dia punya muka kan, very arrogant. Are you ready, boys and girls? Or are you still, teacher pening lagi lah, ready? Okay, if you are ready, we are going to start with our review now. Okay, what is a review? Okay, thank you. Okay, now I know all of you are ready. Alhamdulillah. Okay, syukur. Now we start with a review. What is a review? Okay, a report on something that you like or dislike based on your opinions. Okay, and it is also when you give your personal view based on what you saw, observed, watched, felt, experienced, and tasted. Your views are also based on your participation or involvement at the venue or event or in the activity. Okay, there was one question from one of the students masa teacher buat online seminar tu, dia kata, teacher, what if I created the thing? Okay, for example, I didn't read the book, but when my teacher asked me to write a book review, I created the book. Okay, I came up with the title, I came up with the writer, I came up with the plot, and then dia bagi pula komen dia about the ones that he had created. I told the boy, okay, taklah, it's not going to be a problem if you want to create the book or the movie. But then the problem is you are going to spend so much time thinking of the plot, thinking of the characters that you want to create, thinking of the name that you want to create. You only have for part 3, 30 minutes to come up with one essay, 200 to 250 words. Does it worth your time to spend? Okay, baik buat story pula kalau macam tu kan. If you want to think of the plot on your own. So if you do not really go to that place, okay, to a restaurant for example, or if you do not really watch the movie, if you do not really buy a gadget, okay, to be reviewed, kalau soalan tu keluar gadget, in my personal opinion lah, ni teacher punya personal opinion lah, it is up to you tau, boys and girls. I think you shouldn't take the question on review, okay, because you are killing yourself by thinking of all the things that you want to create, and at the same time you want to review the thing that you have created. So you are wasting your time. Tu teacher punya humble opinion lah, okay. Okay, these are the things that you might be asked to review. What can we review? Items, gadgets, toys, games, restaurants, shops, movies, or books. Okay, these are some of the things. There might be more. Mungkin dia suruh review mouse ke? Mana tahu kan? Simple one, mouse. Or they ask you to review, sorry teacher, ada coffee jalanan. Teacher beli dekat traffic light tadi kan? So review, which traffic light gives you the best chocolate topping with ice cream? Jangan marah, you beli kat Starbucks belas ringgit kan? I beli RM3 je. Dah sama sedap je. Okay, tu review lah tu. Sama sedap je. That is an example of giving a review. Okay, so these are the things that you need to know. Okay, be familiar with the specific terms. If you are doing a book review, you need to know the title. Of course, the author, who is the author or the writer, the publisher, genre, whether it is thriller, romance, or is it a biography. These are some of the things that you need to touch when you are doing the review on a book. Okay, if you are doing a review of a movie or TV show, you need to know the title, the director, okay, the producer. What is the genre of the movie or the TV show? Is it comedy, action-packed? Okay, ask yourself. Okay. And then if you are reviewing a cafe or a restaurant, of course you need to know the name of the restaurant. Kalau nak reka the name of restaurant, tak ada masalah lah. Okay, itu senang. If you want to create the location pun tak ada masalah. It is just behind my house. Senang kan? If you want to create the owner or the chef of the restaurant pun tak ada masalah. You are going to have problems when you want to come up with the type of food. You need to describe what are the types of food, how is the service in the restaurant, something that you need to think, and then you are going to waste your time. But if you have the experience of going to a restaurant or a cafe and you want to review about the place, you are welcome to do so. Okay, sangat mudah if we were there already. And you might be asked to review about a hotel, a chalet, a homestay. So you need to know the name of the hotel, the location, the star rating, how many stars given to the hotel. Okay, you yourself will give the rating. Okay, the type, whether it is a resort, chalet, or apartment. And the event, okay, event, for example, you have attended a wedding event. So what is the name of the event? Who is the organizer? Where is the venue? Is it an exhibition or competition, or it is just a wedding event? So these are some of the aspects that you need to know when you are doing a review. Okay, be prepared with language used to persuade, convince, and recommend, because you want, if you like something, you want people to like it too. Okay, that is why it is mentioned here. Be prepared with the language used to persuade, memujuk, to convince, meyakinkan, and also to recommend, to make a recommendation, to make a suggestion. For example here, you must not miss the chance to visit the historical site. I am very positive, I am very certain you will love the tuna sandwich at Gomo Cafe. Oh my God, I really love tuna sandwich. Tuna sandwich atas pula ada cheese yang dah melted kan. Lepas tu ada pula satu salad. Lambatnya 5:30. Okay, nak pergi cari tuna sandwich. Okay, or you can use for sure, undoubtedly, indisputably. These are two very strong words that you can use when you give your opinion. Undoubtedly, indisputably, the restaurant serves the best nasi mandi in town. Oh my God, why are we talking about all this food at this hour? Okay, obviously, clearly, apparently, another good vocabulary there. Apparently, the homestay is always favored by tourists. I am crazy about the sound effects in the movie. Okay, very direct. I adore all the polite staff at the resort. Instead of saying I like, okay, I adore. I am a big fan of its burnt cheesecake. Oh no, another one, my favorite, burnt cheesecake with the chocolate topping plus fresh strawberries. Ini sudah kejam kan? The storyline appeals to me. I am always passionate about Jojo, my favorite actor. Okay, so we have all these language or expressions to help you out when you want to do your review. Okay, this one I'm not going to read through because we have the notes already. Okay, some of the useful phrases that you can use in order to describe what you are reviewing, giving background, expression which introduce a contrast. Okay, contrast, that means kita suka, we like one thing, but we want to be honest with our readers. So we are giving the contradictory opinion on that place or about a movie or about the book. Okay, for example, on the plus side, on the downside, on the other hand, okay, it just to show that ada juga kelemahan this thing ni. Kita tak nak lah. Just highlight the positive things and do not be honest to ourselves. Jadi kalau ada dia punya downside, kalau ada dia punya weaknesses of that place, of that book, we have to be honest in doing our review. And some of the ways for you to give the recommendation. Okay, just look through. If you are interested to do review, you can use some of them. Okay, recommendation again. How do you recommend? Okay, this one pun kita akan baca, but I do not want to keep all the notes to myself. That is why I am sharing with you. Okay, you just go through, pilih kau nak buat to give the recommendation of the book or the film or the restaurant. Kita boleh gunakan the third one ni. In conclusion, I recommend this restaurant to anyone who likes Western food, for example. Okay, so keep this and refer to them when you are doing your review. So thank you to Akram, Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu. Okay, this one I took from their module, okay, produced by Akram, a very good module. Okay, according to the module, there are 3 parts in writing a review. For the first part, we are going to focus on the description, okay, in which we describe the name of what is being reviewed. Kalau hotel, nama hotel. Kalau buku, nama buku. It is like that. And give clear background information on the topic. Okay, the second part of the review is going to be a discussion. Okay, you discuss, you give opinion, a strong statement about the topic, and then be specific what makes it great and amazing. Okay, and for the third part of your review, you give the recommendation. Okay, you end the review with an overall opinion or conclusion about the topic if you are talking about the movie, or if you are talking about the book, a book, okay, and use rating or give stars or words of recommendation. That is the end of your review. Okay, very nice. I like this one. Dia nampak short, very sharp and very clear for you when you are doing your review. Okay, this is shared by one of the teachers from Kedah. And I really like the way they put dalam dia punya paragraphing. Okay, you can follow this. Introduction, you give or introduce the name of the film, book or restaurant. Give some general information about it. Brief summary, give a brief summary of what the film, book, place, restaurant or extra is about. And then you give comments. Make comments what you like and what you dislike. That is why teacher kata you have to be honest with yourself. Tak semestinya we highlight only what we like. We can also highlight what we dislike. Okay, I like this movie, I dislike this movie. So both. Jadi kita punya review nanti will look very nice, very honest. And then you need to give your reason. For example, I like the movie because, bagi 1 or 2 reasons. But on the other hand, I dislike this movie because. Okay, bagi pula 1 or 2 reasons. Very clear, right? And for conclusion, your overall conclusion, okay, example, overall comment, rating, okay, your recommendations, and give reasons. Language and tone, dia kata kat sini semi-formal. Why? Because you are talking to your audience, you are talking to your speakers. Jadi kita, your speakers, ya Allah Tuhanku, to your readers. Okay, so you can just insert macam, I hope that you agree with me. Okay, I hope my review will make you want to come to the restaurant. Jadi bila kita guna I, dia dah jadi dah semi-formal. Dia tak jadi formal essay lah. Okay, dia a bit of semi-formal. Use the adjective because you are describing something, and make sure that you are recommending or persuading people if you think that the place or the book is so good. So let's review it. So make sure you are going to be a good reviewer. Okay, example here. Very fast. Tarik nafas. Teacher, tarik nafas kan? Your sister has shared with you the message she received. Reviews required. Which is the best restaurant that you have dined in? Send us your review. Write what you like about the restaurant. Would you recommend the restaurant to your friends? tell us. The 3 best reviews will be posted on our website. Write your review. Once you get the question, what you need to do is to identify the task. First, which is the best restaurant you have dined in? First question. Send us the review. So we are going to review about the restaurant. Write what you like about the restaurant. Okay, first, what you like about the restaurant. Second task. Would you recommend the restaurant to your friends? That is the third one. Bila dia kata tell us, maksudnya why. Okay, would you recommend the restaurant to your friend? No. Why? Would you recommend the restaurant to your friend? Yes. And give reason. Okay, now let us take a look how we are going to do this. Okay, are you familiar with this? Okay, sekolah-sekolah yang teacher dah pernah ziarah, okay, yang pernah teacher bagi seminar, you must remember this, right? ICE 1, 2, 3, C. Who remember for the first part, email? What was the formula that I used? Oh, tapi teacher still gunakan. What is the formula that I use for writing email? For part 2 and part 3, I'm using ICE 1, 2, 3, C. Chongcheng, Kemumin, Smith. Oh, teacher menyeru ni. Teacher sedang menyeru. Apa lagi? Tanyo Mas, I know your teacher has given you a talk by using my slides. Okay, what was the formula used for email? Yay, Adam, which school are you from? Adam Adham, sedapnya nama. Okay. Faris, okay, welcome Faris. Petra with teacher Uni. Okay, so for part 1 we use GR1, 2, 3, C, and for part 2 and part 3 I use ICE 1, 2, 3, C. So for I, that means we are going to state the introduction, name of the restaurant, location, owner or chef. Okay, CE1, 2, 3. CE1, content elaboration 1. Okay, you are going to give the brief information about the restaurant. Reason 1, why do you like it? The surrounding, okay, for example, and elaborate on this. Okay, CE2, reason 2, why do you like the restaurant? Is it because of the food? Elaborate on this. And reason 3, why do you like the restaurant? Is it because of the service? And we are going to give the elaboration on this. And the C, the closing, the conclusion is your overall evaluation and recommendations. Provide reasons for that. Very clear. So how many paragraphs are we going to write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraph. That is my suggestion. It's not a must for you to follow my suggestion. So I come up with this. Okay, we start with I. Ingat, I's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 2. I's 1, 2, 3, C. I start with I, introduction, name of the restaurant, location, owner, and chef. Okay, for example here, the Suka Eat is a restaurant situated in the heart of a small village in Pantai Sabak, about 10 kilometers from the capital city of Kelantan, Kota Baru. It is the favorite hangout place for people from all walks of life, especially teenagers. The owner is a friendly, cheerful, and light-hearted lady, Miss Sarah Ali. Okay, done with our introduction. And remember, we need to have the title on top here. Very simple, right? You can do this too. And then I move on to CE1, content elaboration 1. I'm going to give the reason. Number 1, why I like the restaurant. As you enter the place, you are welcomed by a spectacular setting, a delightful marriage of antique decoration and the luxuries of modernity. Sitting at any table, you will have a wonderful view of a well-decorated kitchen where you can see the chefs doing their work. For those who do not make a reservation and are waiting to be seated, there is a cozy lounge with leather armchairs and pictures of beautiful batik designs displayed on the walls. Very clear. Now we can picture the atmosphere or the decoration of the restaurant. Done. 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 Teacher, very simple. I like simple and straightforward things. Remember, this is part 3. This is CFR. We want to go straight. We want to give straightforward elaboration. CE2. Reasons why do you like the restaurant? Now I am going to touch on the food. The Suka Eat restaurant offers a wide variety of mouth-watering menu. I had the prawn and ginger dumplings accompanied accompanied by a delicious sauce and poached eggs. While my friend tried the butter chicken and a mozzarella strudel. Gila sedap. Okay, very, very delicious. Macam pernah makan je kan. They were exquisite. Then we had grilled chicken with fresh cherry salsa. Spelling errors, Zuraini Arifin. Okay, be careful with the spelling errors, which really thrill us. For dessert, we choose a delicious apple pie served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. My God! The restaurant also caters for all tastes by providing a large selection of the best Eastern and Western food and a variety of beverages to choose. Can you imagine the food? Siapalah nak belanja, teacher? Can we go to Suka Eat? Wujud tak Suka Eat ni? Suka Eat. My restaurant lah kot, kan? Okay, done with CE2. Now we go to CE3. Reason 3. Why do you like the restaurant? Now I want to talk about the service. What a pity. Just now I highlighted all the good things about the restaurant. Now I start with what a pity. What a pity that the service does not accompany the high quality of the food. You can hardly get a smile out of the waitresses. I really hate this. Okay, honestly speaking, even the counter punya service pun kalau pergi dekat one of the KFC, okay, tak boleh sebut, sorry, fried chicken, okay, KFYDE, tak boleh sebut kan, nanti menghodohkan orang punya business. Okay, fried chicken, if the counter service dia very bad, can I have breast please? And then the girl would say, tengoklah kak, kalau ada adalah, kalau tak ada tak adalah. Oh my God, I'm giving you my money, I'm buying things. Tapi jawapan dia, push. Aku semangat, sangat terkejam kan. Kali berpelepuk-pelepuk kan. Tak boleh lah. Kita kan English we are very polite. And we say, oh adik tak ada ya, tak sempat nak masak ke dek, I am willing to wait. Bila dah belagak-belagak macam tu, keluarlah kan. Keluarlah all the things that I'm going to say, tapi I'm going to smile. Oh, I'm willing to wait dek because I am paying you with money and I do not take the breast part of the chicken. I only eat thigh. Dengan belagak kan. Saya baik dia tak bagi dia punya slang-slang American slang ke, keluarkan African slang ke, baru padan dengan muka. Belagak lagi, sambung iklan sahaja. Okay, thankfully the owner, a middle-aged charming woman, Miss Sarah Ali, is always around willing to exchange some kind words with all her clients. Nasib baiklah ada Miss Sarah Ali, right? So you look at the description now. Okay, now I am touching on the service. Okay, finally we have the C. Remember my formula, ICE 1, 2, 3, C. So we have done with I, CE1, CE2, CE3. Now we go to closing, the C. Your overall evaluation and recommendations provide reasons. Tengok ni teacher ni, apa rapat gini ni, supposed to be 2 words, reasons. Despite the high price of the food, of course lah, high price, look at the menu, right? And the not so attentive waiter service, I had a pleasant dine-in experience with food of the most exquisite flavor. So the food was good. Okay, I would give this restaurant a rating of 4 out of 5 stars. For this reason, I highly recommend all of you, okay, all of you boys yang dengan teacher sekarang, 250 plus the 195 on the stream, come, let us go to Suka Eat restaurant. So that is the end of the review. Tengok teacher letak ni. How many words ya agak-agak bila buat macam ni? 332 words. Okay, only 332 words, but remember for this part, we are supposed to write only 200 to 250 words. I have exceeded around 80 words. Am I going to be penalized? No penalty given. And I think this kind of writing, you can come out in 30 minutes. Okay, if you are good and you know the formula, just follow the okay, sorry, dah laju sangat kan. Just follow the formula, ICE 1, 2, 3, C. So this is I, the introduction, this is CE1, this is CE2, okay, and then the next paragraph is CE3. All right, and the final paragraph is the conclusion. So ICE 1, 2, 3, C, C, conclusion. So the ones that I highlighted red, they are the good vocabulary, and also good expressions used by the students, and this was given. Ni contoh mesti teacher bagi yang bagus-bagus kan. All the good essays, so that is going to be very easy for you to refer to. Content 5, answering all the 3 parts. Okay, cognitive achievement memanglah communicate the ideas very clearly. Organization, use of cohesive devices dengan banyaknya. Language, good vocabulary, and also good structures, 20/20. Ta-da! Alright, so it is not impossible, right, to get 20/20 for part 3. So remember, review, writing good descriptions. People read your reviews because they want information as well as your opinion. So make sure you try to create a picture. That is why Yong said just now, very descriptive teacher. I can imagine it all. So I have created a picture in your mind. Okay. You can under-describe it. That means the picture won't be complete. Kalau dah under-describe, nanti kita punya C akan rendah lah. Dengan our CA will not get 5. If you over-describe by including long list, dah merapu-meraban, your review may be less interesting to read. So be careful, girls and boys. Just be on the right track in answering the question for review. Ta-da! Okay, I will show this again and again so that you will remember these are the criterion or the descriptors that you need to fulfill in order for you to get 20/20 for your part 3. Okay, checklist. This is very important. Ni teacher baru je created sebenarnya last week. Okay, terasa macam nak create lah checklist for the students. So at the end of your essay, if you have this checklist, all content is relevant to the task. So you check again your essay. Okay, kejap misalnya. Nurul Hanim ask, will marks be deducted because of spelling errors, teacher? Okay, kalau dia tak obvious sangat, okay, if your spelling errors tu 2-3 je salah, no. It will not affect your language mark. Anim ya? Don't worry. Okay, you try to use good vocabulary tapi dia wrongly spelled. Okay, tak banyak sangat lah, 2 or 3 of the spelling errors. No, insyaAllah it will not disturb your marks. So if you have answer all the content, letak tick kat situ. All questions are answered, letak tick. Target reader is fully informed, you are sure that you have mentioned all, letak tick. So you give yourself marks 5. And then you show your teacher, betul tak I buat ni? If your teacher kata, no, you didn't answer one of the question, tak, dia pun cancel, dia bagi kita 3. Nampaklah kan? This is the checklist that you can use, okay, in checking whether you are on the right track or not for part 3. Okay, tengok dia punya communicative achievement checklist. I have included additional information relevant to the topic. That means the elaborations, huraian. So you have checked, oh, my elaboration ni memang kena dengan the main heading. Check. I have included some examples to explain some of the ideas. Oh, examples given. Check. I have fulfilled all the communicative purposes. I do not beat around the bush. I am very direct. Check. 5 marks. Now you can check on your own. I have used a variety of cohesive devices. Remember the table just now yang colourful tu? Okay, I have used pronoun. Oh, I dah guna tadi. She, he, it, that, those, that. Oh, ada guna. Synonyms. Oh, I have used 3 synonyms just now. Check. Relative pronoun. Oh, I have constructed 4 sentences just now. One sentence guna who, one sentence guna where, another sentence dah guna where lagi sekali, and another sentence guna who balik. Bermakna I have constructed 4 sentences using relative pronoun. Check. Transitional words. Oh, I have used so many. All, in addition, furthermore, blah blah blah. Check. I have checked my paragraphing. Oh, teacher Zu kata, teacher Ni kata, teacher DZ kata, habis nama I gunakan. Zu, right. Teacher Rai orang tak panggil. Okay, teacher DZ kata, paragraphing. Okay, for review, she suggested for me to come up with 5. Oh, I have dah buat 5. Check. So 5 marks. Wah, dah 15 markah dalam tangan. Okay, language. I have used a range of vocabulary including less common lexis appropriately. Remember the ones that I highlighted just now? Good vocabulary, good expression. So if you are able to identify some of the good vocabulary and expression that you use, tulis balik kat sini. Tulis je 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Letaklah 10 expression that you use. Good vocabulary, good expression. Check. I have used some complex structures. Remember, once you use this one, automatically you have used the complex structure. Check. 5. Yellow. I have got 20/20. This is for self-checking. It's a good one. Okay, nanti print out Habis je tulis one essay in part 3, you send this together with your essay to your teacher. Tulis your checklist. Okay, and then let us see where your teachers are going to deduct your marks. Then you will know lah kalau your teacher kata no, tak cukup, complex structure, dia pun cancel. Then you know, oh, that is the teaching point, that is the learning point that I need to focus more. So that I will write more good complex structures. Okay, clear for the checklist? Clear. Teacher tanya, teacher jawab. Clear? Okay. Okay, take a break sekejap. Teacher tarik nafas. Look at the picture. What can you see in the picture? Can you type in? Bagi teacher minum. Sorry, teacher tak boleh bagi ni. Teacher minum sekejap. Dah kering. My tekak, you know. Refreshment sendiri beli. Okay, Damia can see a lady, a sad depressed lady, a woman sitting on an armchair, a woman reading a book. Oh, semua orang nampak a woman. You don't see a man there. Someone reading a book, a face of a man. Yay! A guy head at least. Adam, no, Atira. Okay, apple. Ada apple. Where is the apple? Mana ya apple? Saya duduk jauh sikit, nampak apple tak? I see it. What did you see, Ardini? Damia, where is the apple? I can also really see a head of a man, yes. On the table. Oh, yang ni ada nampak ya. Si kecil ni. Okay. Thank you boys and girls. Yang tu sebagai iklan je, okay. Listen to this very carefully. You are going to go out, okay, to work in a company. You are going to meet lots of people. Okay, remember, sometimes we see things differently. Okay, in this case, in this picture illusion, okay, some of us see a beautiful young lady reading a book. And some of us, from our first perspective, we could see a man, okay, wearing macam napkin kan, the white napkin. Dia punya telinga besar, rambut dia macam orang zaman dulu, macam apa tu? Macam judge. So you can see a head of a man. So it depends, okay, it depends on how we see things, from which perspective we are looking at things. Remember, boys and girls, just because someone's opinion is different than your opinion, it does not mean that they are wrong. So please respect others' opinions. Okay, teacher kena inject lah juga sikit kan, the value in life that you are going to face later on when you go out. Okay, working. Then habis. Now we are going to the second part of part 3, that is story writing. Short story. Great writers are able to use the elements of the short story with such precision that the reader is caught up in the action of the story. If you are able to do that, you are a great writer. This is a mark of a good story and our goal as a writer. So it is said here, if you can write your own story, that story is going to be very interesting. Okay, very close to you, and you are going to touch the reader's heart easily. Okay, if you are writing your own story. This is the suggested plot. Okay, what is plot? The structure of organization or of events that make up a fictional story. Fictional story itu cerita rekaan lah, bukan cerita betul. Okay, cerita reka-reka macam tu. Okay, we start with exposition. That is the beginning of the story that introduces conflicts, character, and setting. So first paragraph or the first 2 paragraphs, that is what we are going to do. Okay, we will introduce what is the conflict. Okay, what are the characters that are going to involve in our story, and also what is the setting. Then we move on to rising action. Number 2, events before the climax. Characters attempt to solve the problem but fails. Jadi kita nampak tak, biasanya this is the plot that we are going to follow. And finally, we have the climax. That is the turning point, the point of greatest suspense or action. And then kita dah fall down. That is the falling action. Action and events that occur after the climax, and of course, Okay, at the end of our story, there will be a resolution, end of the story where the conflicts or problems are solved. Okay, so that's the end of the plot for writing, for story writing. The strongest stories would have well-developed themes, so you need to have good themes, engaging plot, plot yang boleh menarik perhatian, can attract the reader's attention, suitable structure, okay, memorable characters. So once I finish reading your story, I will still remember. Bila teacher baca je, this character, I have read this in, for example, Amirul's essay before, 10 years back. Betapa memorablenya characters yang Amirul tulis. Okay, well-chosen setting. So make sure you describe the setting well and also the attractive style. So for the best results, build strength in all areas. So if you are able to manipulate all these areas, you are going to write a very good story. All right. Look at this. Write a catchy first paragraph. That means when you are writing a story, even the first paragraph is as important as the ending. Okay? The first sentence of your narrative should catch your reader's attention with the unusual, the unexpected, an action or a conflict. Bang! Even your first paragraph tu dah kena bang dah. Kena macam, the readers will ask themselves, what is going to happen next? Okay, what are the conflict? What is the writer trying to share with me? Okay, so that is why it is stated here, begin with tension and immediacy. Okay, so you need to start this with tension, feeling of stress, and immediacy, urgency. Short stories need to start close to their end. Very nice this one. Need to start close to their end. That means the starting as important as the closing of the story. Okay, look at the example given to us. I heard my neighbor through the wall. The comment given, it is very dry. Nothing sparks our interest, imagination. I heard my neighbor through the wall. Oh, habislah. Kita kongsi kan rumah-rumah teres ke atau rumah semi-D. So you are sharing the wall, right? Macam ni teacher sharing the wall with the principal, for example. So I can hear the principal through the wall. What is that? Macam tak ada apa interesting. So nothing. Okay. But look at the second one. If you look at the second one, my neighbor, oops, sorry for my spelling error. I am mixing now with the, what do we call? With American and British spelling. Okay? Jangan campur. Please do not mix the American and British spelling, which is wrong. Okay, so our neighbor practice scream therapy in his shower almost every day. So for this one, it catches the reader's attention. Who is this guy who goes in his shower every day and screams? You want to know, okay, what exactly is scream therapy? Let us keep reading. You tell yourself that. Let us keep reading. So you want to read more about the essay. And look at the third one. The first time I heard him, I stood in the bathroom listening at our shared wall for 10 minutes, debating the wisdom of calling the police. It was very different from staying in my previous rented house in which serenity was around me. So by reading this, you want to know, why is it? Why did the writer come to the extent that she wanted to call the police? What did the man do? So all these questions, all these conflicts had been introduced even in the first paragraph. Okay, it is stated here that when you are when you want to write your essay, use grabbers, grabbers, okay, or hook my interest to read your essay, but be alert of the time that you have. That means only 30 minutes. Okay, set in our minds only 30 minutes for us to write out the essay. Okay, so these are some of the hooks, sorry ya. Use grabbers and hook my, betul lah, hook my interest, maksudnya cangkukkan minatku, tariklah minatku, so that I'm going to read your essay. Captain Hook ni pun handsome juga ni kan. Handsome juga. Cik. Okay, now let us look at the example of grabbers here. Grab, tarik. Open with a series of questions. For example, have you ever wondered how you would survive if you found yourself alone in the wilderness? Would you know how to create your own shelter, find edible food, or clean drinking water? Would you know how to track where you are going and where you have been? See, the series of questions used in the introduction, which is very good. On number 2, that is number 1. Number 2, you can start with an announcement. Example, caution. This is not a cookbook for the gourmet. You will find nothing fancy and exotic when you open this cover. These recipes are strictly for the cook on a tight budget. So you open up with an announcement. All right, so now we go to the third one. Open with a quotation from somebody. I could still hear the nagging voice that told me, you are going to regret this. That's what my best friend Lisa said as I got on the roller coaster without thinking about my low tolerance for extreme motions. Very nice. A quotation from Lisa. It is being used here. Or you can open up your essay with a riddle or puzzle. That is type number 4. What textbook has no pages, is miles wide, smells like a creek, and has been around for millions of years? That's right, outdoor school. So kita buka dengan teka-teki. One of the ways. And number 5, you can use open with your personal experience. I am still glad I didn't cry at a funeral, although I did in my room later. Okay, normally in front of others, we will not cry, right? Kita kuat depan orang. Tapi once people left you, okay, siapa yang ada pengalaman lah, kalau your family members, the person who is close to you pass away, kita cakap from my own experience kan, when my mother passed away, the first 3 days, 4 days tu tak rasa apa-apa pun. Okay, I didn't even cry at that time. Sebab because there are so many people around me. But once saudara mara, your relatives have gone back to their own places, your siblings have gone back to their workplaces, okay, then only you feel the miss, the loss. And it's a very good thing. You touch somebody with your personal experience. Or number 6, open with how you felt. For examples, my hands were sweaty. My teeth wouldn't quit chattering. Prickly fingers ran up my spine. What would happen next? So you can imagine. Okay, you can vividly imagine the situation at that time. Or you can give some background information. I come from a family of 6 kids. In comparison to some, this is not many, but to most, 6 kids is an awful lot. As the middle child and oldest girl, I was often responsible for my younger siblings. It is because of this that to do this day, I feel incredibly overprotective of my siblings. So that one teacher tak berapa tu sangat. Okay, give some background information tu, dia tak berapa sharp. But then one of the ways, one of the grabbers that I would like to share with you. So there are 7 grabbers, 7 types of grabbers that you can use to open up your story. Developing character. Okay, it is very important. Tadi kita dah buat dah phrases that we can use in writing out our essays. You need to give life to your characters. In order to develop a living, breathing, multifaceted character, describe the appearance, dia punya penampilan dia, action, what they did, the speech, cara dia bercakap, the thought, cara dia berfikir. Bring the reader into your character's mind. Show them your character's unexpressed memories, fears, and hopes. Okay, very important. So if you can use all the descriptions, okay, you are going to really describe the characters well. For example here, Alia is as beautiful as a Bollywood star. Her thick, wavy, long black hair gracefully falls down to her shoulders and encircles her diamond-shaped face. A golden suntan usually brings out her smooth, clear complexion and high cheekbones. Her large brown eyes always catch my attention. Her curved nose, comel je nose dia kan? Curved nose gives her a little girl look that makes me want to smile when she talks. And her mouth is a small mouth outlined by a puffy lips that she often accentuates with glossy pink lipstick. When she smiles, which is often, her well-formed and even white teeth brighten up her whole face. I guess you can tell why I am head over heels in heels spelling. Sorry. I am head over heels in admiring my best friend Ilya. So can you imagine how cute Ilya is? Okay, can you imagine her hair? Can you imagine her skin? Can you imagine her face? Okay, if you are able to do this, you have described your friend or your best friend or your sister very well. Okay, this is what we expect from you. Okay, write meaningful dialogues. Teacher tarik nafas sekejap. Kan betul Insyirah kan, Ilya is indeed pretty. Teacher pun perasan lah, I want to be like Ilya, ada rambut cantik. Tak adanya. Okay, teacher, can I use metaphor as well as rhetorical questions for story as well? Yes, Young. You are allowed to use a metaphor as well as the rhetorical questions, which will add to the beauty of your writing, especially for your essay, for your story writing. Alright. Okay, now let us continue. Kan teacher kena betulkan spek ni. Ya Allah, kan makcik dah tua, spek ni pun. Okay, write meaningful dialogue. So if possible, when we are writing a story, try to include dialogue. Make your readers hear the pauses between the sentences. So it is how you lay out your dialogue. Let them see characters lean forward, fidget their cuticles, avert their eyes, uncross their legs. Biar nampak gambaran tu. Or these are what the characters doing at that time. Dialogue is what your characters say to each other or to themselves. Okay, bila to each other, kita panggil dialogue. When they are talking to themselves, we call it as monologue. Okay, each speaker gets his own paragraph. Ini sangat penting. Each speaker gets his own paragraph, which means do not mix the dialogue in a paragraph. Okay, make sure when somebody is speaking, you give one paragraph to that person. Although it is a short dialogue. Okay, when somebody else is speaking, buat another paragraph for that somebody. Clear? Okay, for example here, look at the first one. It is not clear when one speech stops and the other starts. Okay, example here. Where are you going? Okay, nampak ni teacher lupa ni. Teacher tertinggal. Where are you going? John cracked his knuckles. This one is knuckles. While he looked at the floor. To the racetrack, Mary edged towards the door, keeping her eyes on John's bent head. Not again. John stood up, flexing his fingers. We are already maxed up on our credit cards. So you do not know where is Mary's dialogue. When did John speak? Okay, it all mixed up in one paragraph. So it is better if you do the second one. So this one is not advisable. Okay, so we want each speaker to get his own paragraph. For example here, where are you going? John asked nervously. One paragraph. To the racetrack, Mary said, trying to figure out whether John was too upset to let her get away with it this time. Another paragraph, because Mary is speaking. And now, John's turn. Not again, said John, wondering how they would make the month's rent. We are already maxed out on our credit cards. This sentence are also uttered by John. That is why it is still in the same paragraph. So look at the layout. Dia akan jadi nampak cantik. So if you plan to use dialogue, make sure every person will get his own paragraph. Remember that. Okay, stories wanted. Now we go to the question. We are looking for stories for our new section. The title of the story is The Embarrassing Day. Okay, ini memang famous kan? The Embarrassing Day. Your story must include what happened, your feelings, what you did. So make sure when you are writing out the story, you need to cover up these three bullet points. What happened, your feelings, what you did. Okay, the three things that need to be covered. Ta-da! Okay, let us read now. What happened? Teacher tak guna ICE 1, 2, 3, C. No, for story it is not applicable for ICE 1, 2, 3, C. Just now we have used ICE 1, 2, 3, C with our report pula dah. With our review. Okay, later we are going to use with another text type, but not with the story. Okay, for the story it is not applicable. Okay, now let us read together. The embarrassing day. Paragraph 1. Everyone has been embarrassed at one time or another. It is that moment in time when you wish the earth would open up and swallow you. The anxiety and discomfort felt during that time, which may only last a few seconds, feels like time has stood still. Time does not move. Okay. For your information, the one that I highlighted yellow are the use of cohesive devices. The one that I highlight red, they are the good vocabulary and also good expressions stroke phrases. Done? Okay, now we proceed. I remember so well when I had my most embarrassing moment. I was in Form 4 and it was during the school recess. The minute the bell rang for recess, I rushed to the toilet because I had been controlling my urges since class started. I did not want to miss class because the lesson taught that morning was to include tips for the forthcoming examination. Without realizing it, I had rushed to the girls' toilet. The prolonged control and an upset stomach made worse by 2 glasses of cold milk in the morning made me grunt and groan in what I thought it was the privacy of the cubicle. Bayangkan kan dia macam tu. I thought I heard giggling outside and wondered why the giggles sounded unusually near. A few minutes later, I came out of the cubicle and I discovered my horror that I had entered the girls' toilet. To make matters worse, the few girls standing outside did not even turn away when I came out. Instead, they looked down at me, then only they turned quickly. Horror of horrors! I had forgotten to zip up. No beetroot could have matched the color of my face at this point in time. Oh no! Nasib baik tak terbang. So we have described. Damn, marah betul ni. Okay, we have described what happened and also feelings until the face changed to beetroot color. Alright, proceed. The news of my predicament spreaded like wildfire throughout the school. I was truly the talk of the town. Oh my God. I felt like I could either walk around feeling perpetually self-conscious and embarrassed, or I could turn the situation around, perhaps even to my advantage. I remembered my mother's words that if you can't beat them, join them. So I decided to make fun of myself. Yes, Damia, they saw something that they shouldn't see. Okay, so I decided to make fun of myself, to laugh at myself too. It worked. Everybody got bored after a while and nobody teased me after that. Okay, that is your feelings and what you did. It was indeed an eye-opening experience for me. I have learned that when people laugh at you, you should laugh along. You must not take yourself seriously. Learn to look at yourself through other people's eyes, and you will realize that most of the time when they laugh at you, they just want to have some fun. They mean no harm. If you can make people laugh, it is like bringing sunshine into their lives. And as someone said, Those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Wah, very interesting, right? Can you write like this or better than this? Yes, I know. You are going to be a better writer compared to this one. Okay, this one teacher ambil asal 3 years back. Okay, produced by one of the students, and it was being inserted in one of the modules online. So bila teacher baca macam, interestingnya kan. So that is why when I read through and discussed with my friends, this was given CCAOL 5555 20/20. Wow. Kan macam tu kan. Macam review tadi pun clear. Macam ada chance dapat 20/20. Ni now we are looking at this one, we are looking at story writing. Lah teacher, if we know how to do it, if we know that we are using all the good vocabulary and structure, we can easily get 20/20. Alright, so checklist again. Jadi after each time you do your writing practice for part 3, make sure you have this checklist. So you fill in lah, and then this is like a self check. Okay, if you can do this, insyaAllah, teacher sebut lagi dan lagi, insyaAllah you are going to be good. Okay, rehat minda sekejap, teacher nak sip the drink. Kalau you ada kat sini boleh lah. Story is definitely my favorite. Yeah, I know most of the students like stories. Okay, look at the picture. What can you see? Okay, what can you see? What can I see? I can see. What can you see? What can you see from this side? What can I see from this side? Okay. A portrait of a man from his side view. Dah bagi dah.
No, ini dalam kata.
Itulah why. Sekejap ya. Teacher nak check gambar teacher. Kenapa tak keluar? Technician people kata ni gambar tak keluar. Kenapa gambar teacher tak keluar? Alah, teacher tutup kamera. Ya Allah, penat tau pakai bedak tiba-tiba tutup kamera. Marah. So I go back here ya. Sekejap. Sekejap teacher break sekejap sebab teacher boleh dengar azan dengan kuat. Kita break sekejap ya. 2 minutes.
Kalau buatkan tadi ni tak boleh.
Boleh?
Nanti ni yang mana cikgu present.
Tak apa, buka.
Buat.
Buka dua-dua lah, tak apa.
No.
Sekejap kita tengah alihkan kamera. Ada problem lah. Suka kan online seminar ni? Teacher cakap slow-slow sebab orang azan. Suka kan? Kalau online seminar ada je problem kan? Orang azan. Okay. Sekejap. Macam mana ni? Tak keluar juga.
Tak keluar.
Biarlah. Tak, dia kadang-kadang dia keluar. Kadang-kadang dia keluar, kadang-kadang dia tak. Jaga bahasa. You all jaga bahasa, jangan gurau-gurau ganas-ganas, dosa. Alah, kita ni ingat lah. You all kena ingat, kita ni kan group excellent. So make sure you portray your excellence criteria. Okay. Nanti teacher duduk baca ni. You all ni, alah, bahasa dia ganah-ganah ni. Zuhairi bawa lah teacher pergi sekolah Zuhairi. Budak sekolah Kemumin tak nak kat teacher. Masuk kelas pun tak nak. Okay, dah habis. Alright, so get ready. Okay, again. you can see somebody from the side. Nampak? From the side. And second one, kau tengok betul-betul, dia macam somebody who is looking at you from the front, tapi muka dia sebelah je. Nampak tak yang tu? Alright? Yes, half man's face and this emoji. Betul. Betul, Laila. Alright, so again, teacher, I really want to highlight this. Just because someone's opinion is different than your own, it does not mean that they are wrong. Please remember that. Okay, please remember that. Okay. We have to respect others' opinion too. Okay, habis iklan. Orang pun dah habis ngajar. Now we proceed. Okay, an article. Wow, kita dah cover 2. Tengok jam sikit. Come, look at the clock. 4:30. Oh, sempat. Kita ada lagi 1 more hour. You all okay lagi? Are you still okay? Are you still waras? Are you still okay, boys and girls? Wow, okay. Alhamdulillah. You are still sane. Me too, I am still sane. Although I can smell, my double cheeseburger is here, but can only see lah. Can only see and can only smell. Alright lah. Get ready. We are going to go to the third one, that is an article. Okay, article writing, normally it will be based on research. Normally, okay. But if it is caffeine keeps me awake. Wow, I want coffee too, bestnya. Coffee bean kan? Coffee bean. You make me cry, make me kena buat dia sebagai duta dia. Okay, but in our case, we are not going to do any research because we are sitting for an examination. So we need to write the introduction, develop paragraph subheadings, build the body paragraph, make smooth transition. Transition is the use of cohesive devices, and write the conclusion. So this is the suggestion given by Abang Google. Thank you, Abang Google yang handsome. Okay, what are the do's and the don'ts, okay, for writing an article? The do's, the things that you need to do. Start your article by supplying a title for it. Remember, boys and girls, an article must have a title. Write the topic of your article in the introduction. Okay, normally we are going to state our topic in our introduction. And for the body of the article, write 2 or 3 paragraphs. So that means introduction, 1 paragraph. Body for the articles, 2 or 3 paragraphs. The point should be organized and flow easily from one to the next. That means we are talking about the use of cohesive devices. End your article with an impressive conclusion to sum up the points or to reiterate the topic of the article that is going to be your 5th paragraph. Okay, so all together again 5 paragraphs for article writing. The don't, just don't, do not do this. Don't. Okay, don't start your article without writing a title for it. So that means wajibun. Okay, not sunatun. Wajibun, compulsory for you to write the title. Don't forget to mention the topic of your title in the introduction. Okay, remember you need to mention the topics in the introduction. For the body of the article, do not write all the points in 1 paragraph. No. Nanti your paragraph jadi buncit. Okay, sian dia jadi boroi. So make sure you pecahkan the paragraph into 3 paragraphs for the content points. Don't jumble up the points till they do not make sense. That is why the importance of using a paragraph. Don't end your article without a good conclusion to sum up the points. So that means we need to have the closing paragraph. So these are all the important things that you need to remember. The things that you do and the things that you don't do in writing your paragraph. Okay, I put again my formula here. Tapi teacher redesign. Okay, ICE 1, 2, 3, C. Remember when we use this formula for our review just now? ICE 1, 2, 3, C. So I start with introduction, that is ICE, and then I go for content 1 elaboration, content 2 elaboration, and content 3 elaboration. I end up my essay with closing. That is C. Okay. And as mentioned just now, the do's you need to provide the title, but it doesn't mention about the writer's name. But I would like to advise you, because we are excellent students. Okay, we are the selected ones. So please provide the writer's name to the article. Okay, this is the question. You see this notice on the board outside of the school library. Articles wanted. Impact of technology on teenagers. Wow, very related to my girls and boys here. What are the advantages of technology on teenagers? What are the negative impacts of technology on teenagers? What should parents do to control the situation? Write us an article answering these questions. The best article will be displayed on the school magazine. So be careful when you are reading the question. Look at bullet number 1. What are the advantages of the technology? More than 1. If you give me one advantage, that means you are not answering the question. Okay, remember, you need to give me more than one advantage. What are the negative impacts? Again, with the S here. So that means you are going to give to me at least two negative impacts. But it needs to be more than one. And number 3, what should parents do to control the situation? So this one, it is not mentioned, plural ke singular. So it is up to us. Tapi bullet number 1 and bullet number 2, you need to be very careful now. Okay, that is why it is very important when you are reading the question, look at the question carefully. Okay, identify dia nak plural ke nak singular. Okay, nak one or more than one. And go according to the question. Clear? Okay, we go to the first one. I'm going to start with I. Remember teacher punya formula. I's 1, 2, 3C. Teacher akan bermula dengan I sekarang. I's. We terus letak supaya tak lupa. Okay, the title, Impact of Technology on Teenagers, and the writer's name, Hilmi Malik. Okay, introduction. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, schools have moved online for many students. They have more time spending with their gadgets and staring at screens. Not only for online learning, teenagers are also spending a significant amount of time playing games, socializing, and shopping virtually. Yes! Sekejap-sekejap sampailah pakcik post tu kat rumah kan? The question is, how does technology impact these teenagers? What can parents do to ensure this can be controlled? Look, this student has started the introduction by giving the questions. Okay, digunakan posing questions. 2 questions are being posted for the readers to think of. And a very simple introduction. Done with the introduction. Look at the CE one. What are the advantages of technology on teenagers? Okay, what I always tell my students, content, elaboration, elaboration, elaboration. That means for one content point, you are going to have one opening sentence, one elaboration, another elaboration, and final elaboration. About 4 sentences only for one CE. Because we do not have enough time, right? We only have about how many minutes? 30 minutes for this part. Okay, now look at the first one. Teacher guna expression yang kita belajar tadi. Undoubtedly, technology has become parts and parcel of teenagers' lives, including their studies. I am talking about the advantages. Remember? More than one advantages. Okay, the first advantage. It enhances the learning experience for children, such as to boost collaboration and engage students in the learning process. 1. Number 2. With increased collaboration in the online learning, they become more creative and make learning more meaningful. 3. Furthermore, by exposing them to technology, they will be well prepared to be into a pool of available high-paying tech jobs in the future. 3. Enough. Okay, so remember, CEEE. 1 content, elaboration, elaboration, elaboration. Done with CE1. Now we go to CE2. CE2 said, what are the negative impacts of technology on teenagers? Again, we are going to start with CEEE. C, on the other hand, technology can bring negative impacts on teenagers. Elaboration 1. Studies show that teenagers who reported using social media sites more than 2 hours a day were much more likely to report poor mental health outcomes like distress. Be careful, boys and girls, who use your screen more than 2 hours a day. Not for your studies, but to play online games. Be careful, be careful. As a matter of fact, they most often use home computers or their gadgets for entertainment instead of learning. For instance, they play games longer than study. And the final elaboration, in addition, teenagers are also spending more time sitting and being mostly still, which can lead to long-term problems such as obesity. So have you checked your weight before MCO and after MCO? Any of you gain any kg or you are losing weight? Siapa yang losing weight? Siapa yang gain more kgs? Have you tried your t-shirt or your school uniform? Oh, losing young. Wow. That is impressive. Have you tried your baju kurung nak naik sekolah lah lagi 3 minggu katakan? Katakanlah if government MOE said, okay, MKN said, okay, Kelantan will move to 3rd phase. That means we have 2 more weeks before we start our school. Okay, Laila also losing a little. Damia, kita friend forever. Sometimes losing, sometimes gaining. Yo. Okay, Aziati said losing. Wow, ramai losing. Bagusnya. No change, Danish. Okay, so that is done with our CE2. Now we go to CE3. I hope my classmate noticed me. Wow, why Putri? Before this, they didn't notice you. Oh, classmate Putri ni. Okay, Putri Razimatu. Aisyah Izzuddin Zaini. My God, your name. I fall in love with the name already. What a nice name. Oh, Putri Hanis is replying to Putri Razimatu. Putri Hanis is replying to another Putri. Oh my God, all these Putris. Now Permaisuri wants to continue, okay? Putri. Okay, listen here. Permaisuri wants to continue. One more paragraph, one more CE, that is CE3. What should parents do to control the situation? Okay, again, CEE. Okay, Tuan Putri, the princesses. Okay, now your Ratu Baginda is presenting. Here. Parents hold the responsibility to control the impact of technology on teenagers. Yes. Okay, your parents should control. But I know some of you, this thing is a no for your parents to hold. Okay, your handphone. Macam tak boleh lah, very sacred item. Okay, your parents cannot check. Make sure you don't download something naughty, nasty inside this. Dosa nanti mati seksa. Bila mati seksa masuk api neraka. Okay, habis iklan, sambung sini. Okay, they need to find ways to make teenagers become more physically active and take a break from technology, of course. Okay, the parents punya responsibility lah. Okay, second, parents can take their children to go outside and connect with nature, such as hiking, because using too much of technology to escape can eventually become addictive. Okay, how many of you, your parents take you for hiking, for picnicking? Kan best kan? After this, you ask your parents, jom kita pergi pantai Sabak, kita pergi pantai Nusuk. I went there 2 days ago. A very nice place, tapi dia punya colek tak sedap. Okay, dia punya colek, cannot lawan Acutra. Okay, but the pantai is very nice. You better go. Malu tau Kelantan ni tak pergi. Okay, be sure to jom teacher cepat je. Be sure to regulate and limit the teenagers' technology use and they will be able to reap its positive effects. Okay, very good. Okay, kalaulah we as parents, honestly speaking, teacher pun tak mampu nak control my kids. Okay, they are on their own. I trust them. I just mention to them, okay, kalaulah nak download apa-apa yang mengarut, you remind me. You remind yourself about me. Nampaklah muka Umi dalam kamera tu. Wow, kalau Umi tahu ni mesti Umi sedih. Kalau if Umi knows that I am doing this, mesti Umi sad. So at least they can have their self-control lah. Okay, my parents are busy with their work. It's okay, Iza, you enjoy yourself. They are busy because they are finding some money for you. Okay, kita kena jadi positif. Wah, dia orang sudah buat dating. Okay, a field trip. Banyaklah field trip. Tapi best tau Mia. Honestly speaking, you bring your own food there. Tikar tak apa, tikar RM1. Oh, teacher sekarang jadi duta untuk Pantai Nusu. Okay, only RM1 for the tikar. You can sit there on the mat. Okay, you put your food there. Wah, bestnya. I want to repeat the trip. Okay, sangat cantik the pantai. Okay, so this is how I come out with the elaborations for my points. You all jangan bagi teacher mengarut tau. Nanti teacher makin banyak iklan. Okay, then I end up with C, closing. Moving forward, try to be as tolerant as possible when it comes to monitoring teenagers' screen time. Okay, by being prepared and being open with them. So that is why I try to practice even with my kids. Okay, I try to be very open sebab teacher rasa this is like your privacy things. Okay, private things that I'm not going to interrupt lah. But I really hope that they are going to, they know how to control the freedom given to them. Okay, hopefully we will be able to control the impacts of technology on teenagers. Very short and sweet ending, only 2 sentences. Now let us take a look at the final product. Okay, the ones yang teacher highlight are the use of cohesive devices, and the ones that in red, they are the good vocabulary and also good expressions used by the students. Checklist. Okay, this one is around berapa ya, teacher tak ingat, berarti dia letak kat sini tapi tak sampai 400. Okay, 380 plus the number of words. Okay, so if you look at the things and what I want to expose to you is the use of the ICE 1, 2, 3C. So we use them first with the review just now and second with the article, which can fit very nicely into the frame, into the formula. And remember our checklist. Okay, this is for you to do the checklist on your writing, on your final product. So make sure you have this, tick. If your teachers disagree with you, okay, try to justify, discuss dengan your teacher, mana lagi yang I need to improve for my writing so that I can be better and I know how to score the good marks. Another picture. Sakit belakang tau. Dah 2 hours plus dah. Okay, nearly 3 hours. Okay, what can you see? Again, this is the last picture that you need to share with me. What can you see from the picture? Tarzan. Okay, dia nampak Tarzan. Dia sandar baru dia nampak. Oh, Tarzan. A handsome Tarzan. Man face, a boy, a face of a man painting, a boy painting, yes, there is another one, a painter, a boy. Okay, thank you Lee, Miza. Okay, you can see a painter who is painting what? The boy is painting a house, okay, a rock with leaves, yes, a rock with leaves here. All right, you can see a rock with leaves here. You can see that this boy is doing the painting of this house. And Mona Lisa. Ini bukan Mona Lisa, Mamat Lisa. This is a man. Dia orang ni kan suka hati tau. Bila petang ni mengarut kan. Mengarut-karut betul. Okay. So Mona Lisa ya. Banyak punya Mona Lisa. Okay. So you can see also the face that who resembles a Tarzan kat sini kan. The whole face. Okay then. You all ni kan lots of love. Bisa. Okay, again, we don't need to share the same opinions as others, but we need to be very respectful. Okay, remember, respect others. Do not always think that we are always right. No. Okay, no. We cannot say, I am right, you are wrong. You can never say that because we look at things differently. So, sorry teacher, I missed a bit of teacher's wonderful presentation because of connection problem. Yong, it's okay, Yong. We have recording on this. Okay, when you miss me, you can always watch this again and again. Dengan teacher merapu kan, dengan iklan yang banyak. Okay, a report now. This is the last part of our 1119/2 part 3. Okay, report. So again, we have covered a review just now. We have covered a story. We have covered an article writing. Now we are going to cover our report writing. Okay, types of reports. These are some types of reports that we might be asked to write during our exam. It can be a reports based on charts or graphs, a reports on activities or event, for example, a visit, school activity, reports to your principal to complain or to express dissatisfaction or to give a suggestion. Okay, reports to the principal or teacher on incidents or problems, for example, if you want to report on a bully cases, and police reports on accidents or crime. So these are some of the types of reports that you might be asked to write in your exam. Okay, format of a report. This one I took from our download textbook. Okay, do not forget about your download textbook, you know. Download textbook is very good. Some of you download textbook tu cantik lagi ya. Tak terbuka lagi, dia dengan cantiknya buka sikit. Okay. But some of you dah lunyai. So in the download textbook, it is stated that making suggestions. Kenapa mati teacher macam tu? I'm looking at my daughter and my technical person. Wah, nanti teacher peace dulu. Peace. Tengah present pun peace masuk dalam YouTube. No, I want to make our session santai. We do not want to be too stressful. English is supposed to be very relaxing and you are supposed to enjoy the session. So format of report again, okay, it is stated in our English download textbook. Okay, you are going to make suggestions. For example, reports are usually written in formal language. So this is a formal language to give information and also to make suggestions or recommendations. So these are the three things that we normally include in writing a report. And it is a good way to make your suggestions sound more formal. Passive form of the verb. Okay, so that is another learning point for you students and also the teaching point for us teachers. Okay, why? Because we need to learn how to write the passive forms in order for us to come up with a good report. For example, instead of saying that people could do something, now we can say that something could be done. Orang yang buat tu tak penting. But the things, the actions that been done are important. We will look at some of the examples after this. Okay, sekejap. Macam nak baiki je kamera ni. Kan nice sikit. Okay, download. Buka ke tak, Dik?
Hijau ke tak?
Dah okey lah. Hijau, no, merah.
Dah ada.
Buang masa je I senyum buat kamera ni, tahu rupanya tak jalan. Alright, download. Use passive as well as active verb forms when making suggestions and recommendations in order to make your report more formal. Again, it is repeating the same thing. So if you can see here, if you choose to write a report, that means you need to be very good in using your passive voice. What is passive voice in Bahasa Melayu? Kata aktif, kata passive. Sama lah kan? Passive voice. Kata ayat passive. Lay out your report with a title. We need to have a title and headings to make it easy to read. So you are going to see after this that in download, it offers us another format for writing a report, which is a bit different from what our teachers used to teach, okay, for our previous 1119. Reading the task carefully will help you decide what your headings should be. Remember to give reasons to justify your suggestions. Of course, in writing an extensive essay, we need to give reasons. Give reasons. Okay, again, teacher, different formula ke? Because we have this. No, the same formula put in a different layout. Okay, but I start with format. Format, this is an old format. Remember that this yang tadi teacher baca tadi, this one, dia kata yang perlu ada only a title and headings for your report. But this is the old format which we CFR base kita masih lagi accept. Okay, you can start with a title. For example, a title here, reported by, who come up with the report, or prepared by, and then reported to whom you give the report. So there are many types of layout or the format that you can follow. It is up to you as long as it looks like a report. Okay, so do not worry about report. Teacher, I terlupa nak tulis reported to lah. It's okay, don't worry, don't get panic easily. Okay, as long as you are writing a report and the layout looks like a report, you are on the safe side. Okay, we start with I's 1, 2, 3, C again. Okay, I means have an introduction that clearly targets to the question. CE 1, 2, 3, content and elaborations must be arranged based on the requirement in the question. Do not jumble up. Okay, we have 3 bullet points. Go accordingly. Do not jumble up. Do not try number 1 first and then you go to number 3, then you go back to number 2. No. Okay, go accordingly. And closing, which means overall summary of your report. All right, a report is a formal and formatted piece of writing. Remember just now we have a review. A review is semi-formal, right? Because you are talking to the audience. Okay, that is from your experience. But report, it is totally formal and formatted piece of writing. Okay, sample essay, report, charity, run. Question. Your school recently organized a charity run. As the secretary of the organizing committee, write a report for the principal about the event. Write your report based on the notes below. Purpose, to raise funds for the students who are in need. Details of the participants, feedback about the run. So we have to cover all these 3. Okay. Look at the question, the bullet again carefully. Purpose, dia tak kata purposes. Purpose. So the purpose already given to us. What we need to do is only to give the elaborations. But here, bullet number 2, details of the participations. So we need to give a lot of details about the participants. Okay, and then finally, feedback about the run. So make sure we are clear with the question, then only we can draft out. Okay, teacher buat ni lagi sekali. I's 1, 2, 3, I's 1, 2, 3, C. Okay, and then I write here possible format. Not necessarily, not compulsory, tidak wajib for you to follow this format. This is only a possible format. Puan Hajah Mastura Arifin, Cik Zuraini Arifin, Puan Hajah Mastura Arifin. This is my sister, tapi tak Hajah pun lagi, teacher doakan kan supaya Cikgu Biology Mastura Arifin ni akan menjadi Puan Hajah one day. And she is not a principal, she is a biology teacher. But mana tahu ada rezeki, okay, Puan Hajah Mastura Arifin will become the principal of SMK Bukit Rendah. Ada ke sekolah ni dalam Bukit Rendah pula? No, teacher reka sendiri. Okay, I don't want to waste my time thinking of the name of the school. Okay, by Adam Mikael Zulhairin, that is the secretary for the project. Title, Charity Run. Teacher Zuraini mesti dah mengantuk masa buat slide ni. Jadi Charililan, okay. Charity Run 2013. Oh my God. Apalah Zuraini Arifin ni. 2013 you all dah beranak belum? It's supposed to be 2021. You all masa tu dah 13. Berapa yang umur kalau 13, 2013? You were born in what year? Boys and girls? 2004. Dah besar dah masa tu. 2004, ya Allah, tuanya 9 tahun. Apalah teacher kan, mesti masa teacher buat ni kan, teacher dah macam tu, tergantuk gitu. So the introduction, the purpose of the report, very direct. Okay, SMK Bukit Rendah Annual Charity Run for 2021 was held on 18 September. Nampak teacher gunakan sekarang passive voice, was held on 18 September. The event was originally scheduled, again passive voice, dijadualkan to start at 6:30 a.m. but the flag off only took place at 7 a.m. due to the rain. Like the previous year, the run started and ended at the school field. Done. Okay, so the introduction must be very direct. What was the event, when it was carried out? Okay, now I go to my CE1. Purpose to raise funds for the students who are in need. Okay, the purpose of this year's charity run is to raise funds for our students who are in need. Okay, and then remember, teacher akan cuba kekalkan CEEE, the 3 elaborations. Some of our students are facing difficult time due to COVID-19 pandemic, which is true. Okay, I know even some of my students, they are facing difficult time. Tu sebab teacher kata, I always tell my students, if you have any problems, just tell teachers, not tell me, not tell teacher, but tell your teachers, share with your teachers. At least we are in the know that you are facing difficult time. Okay, their parents do not have the steady income as before. That is the reality. And some students are doing part-time jobs to help their families. Juga reality. And I really double salute. I salute you boys and girls. Okay, teacher duduk elok-elok. Okay, I salute boys and girls who are doing part-time jobs, okay, to help your family. Okay, but do take care, do manage your time well. Remember, your academic is also important. Okay, although you are doing part-time jobs, and even some of my students pun tengah jual ayam gunting lah, cheesy chicken lah, tudung lah online, but I keep telling them, if you skip classes nanti you juga rugi. Takkan you nak jual tudung online tu sepanjang hidup, kan? We have SPM to sit for. Okay, dan itu adalah celahan untuk orang kata mencurah perasaan sekejap. Okay, so that is the thing that we want to do. That is why we come up with the charity run. Okay, to raise fund for our students who are in need. Okay, now I go to CE2. Detail 100 students throughout the school, and also the public took part in the event. So again, I am sticking to my formula CEEE. Okay, participants were charged a RM15 registration fee that includes some mineral water and a t-shirt. They followed the route based on their age group. The winners were presented with medals by the President of the Parent Teacher Association, Datuk Hafiz Muhammad Umar. Okay, very nice, very short, very sweet. Then we go to CE3, feedback about the run. The feedback about the run was gathered by asking the participants to fill in the provided Google form. Okay, I am still sticking to my formula CEEE. One of the recommendations was refreshment stands should be made available throughout the course of the run. Okay, if you can see here, the use of passive voice was gathered. Okay, one of the recommendations should be met. Another passive voice. This will ensure that participants are well hydrated while running. Another passive voice. Besides, some volunteers should be brought in to control the and direct traffic where the route meets with the main street. Another use of cohesive device, ya Allah ya Tuhanku, passive voice. So if you can see here, to write a good report, you need to be able to use good passive voice. Okay. Closing summarize the event. Okay, this run successfully gathered 10,000 RM from the participant fees and also the public contribution. The contribution will be distributed to the students next week. Again, will be distributed passive voice. Passive voice ni masuk ayat tu akan jadi D instead of me. Okay, the contribution will be distributed. The contribution akan diberi. akan dibahagikan. Jadi ayat itu jadi D. So you look at how the passive voice is being constructed and do good in that if you want to write a report. So this is the final report. Look at the what do we call the format used. Okay, again 2021. Okay, look at the paragraphing yang teacher gunakan. I, CE1, CE2, CE3 and my closing. Okay, and look at the ones that yang teacher highlightkan kuning, yang teacher highlightkan yellow are passive voice. Okay, we have so many passive voice used in the essay. Yang teacher highlightkan blue, the light blue here is the use of cohesive devices. Okay, and the one that I use red ink are the good vocabulary. So you can see here how I do my checklist. Okay, I really want to make sure that I have used good vocabulary or expressions. I have used enough cohesive devices, and I have used the, what do we call? The passive voice in my writing of report. Okay, so let us see. Kenapa teacher letak sebelah-sebelah ni? Okay, this is the one, 255 words je. Sikit je. Nampak macam panjang kan? It looks long but only 255 words. Remember for this part, 200 to 250 words. Exceeding 5 words. Okay lah. Okay, we are on the right track. Okay, this is the one that is suggested. Teacher buang yang ni. Yang suggested by our download textbook. Dia cuma ada title and then dia ada this one. Nampak tak? Dia ada topics, dia ada subtopics. Okay, it is not wrong to use this one. This one, okay, dia letak title kat sebelah. And then the paragraphing, no subtopics, also okay. So if you ask me which one to follow, teacher, as long as it looks like a report, it is not a problem for CEFR. But this one memang is being recommended in our download textbook. Okay, dia nampak jelas lagi sebab dia ada subtopik dia. Introduction, purpose, details of the participants, feedback about the run and conclusion. Okay, but for the second one, dia like a normal essay, just that the format differentiate this one with, from the normal essay. So it is up to you which one that your teachers would like to use at school. You follow whatever your teacher suggested. Itu cara dia. So that you are going to be on the right track. Okay, again, we have the checklist here for you to check whether you are on the right track or not to get what? To get 20 over 20 for your essay. Okay. Again, I put here Part 3 Assessment Skill, Extract of Score 5. So we have insyaAllah ya anak-anak, sebutlah lagi dan lagi. 5, 5, 5, 5. 20 over 20 for your essay. Okay. This is the end sepatutnya, tapi I don't want to end yet. I want to share with you something because we still have time. Okay, you take a deep breath. Tarik nafas kejap. Make sure you are okay. Kita nak closing dah ni, sabar. Okay. Teacher discard the ink annotation so that I'm going to be with you. I'm going to share with you this. Yang ni yang teacher, insyaAllah, I was invited by KPTM just now kan. I mentioned to you and then you say, teacher jadi part-time what? Motivator. Okay, I want to share with you this. Okay, I really hope that my students will follow this. Okay, because you are the excellent students tu yang teacher rasa macam syoknya nak bercakap sebab teacher tak pernah mengajar sekolah bagus kan. Teacher selalu mengajar sekolah-sekolah kampung.com. But then Alhamdulillah, okay, they are good. Teacher, do you recommend the usage of idioms, proverbs and quotes in essay? Yes, in part 3. Okay, in part 3 writing, yes, my dear. Okay, that is why I mentioned earlier that this is where you want to showcase the language ability. Alright, so if you are able to do that, you are doing great. Okay, So as the ones that who are going to excel inshallah in your SPM letter, this is very important. Okay, we have done with our part 1, part 2, part 3, part pula dah, ya Allah Tuhanku. We have done with our 3 parts, with part 3 of our 1119/2 writing. Okay, before I go to this one, ni teacher nak sentuh sikit pasal motivation. Okay, do you have any question regarding the writing of article, report, story, and review? Okay, do you have any question? If you have any question, you can just open up your mic and talk to me, or if you want to write in the chat box. Sekarang mata teacher sedang memandang ke arah sana. Okay, dengan izin teacher minum air sikit ya, sebab dah kering. Okay, any question regarding the 4 types of writing just now that we have shared together? No? Baiknya, no question. Is it clear, my explanation? Okay, in teacher's opinion, what would teacher choose if teacher is given a choice of 4 types of essays? You need to remember, Yong, that in 1 year, only 3 types of essays will be tested. Not all 4. So you do not know what will come out in your year SPM 2021. It might come out a report, an article, or a story. But if you ask me that question, if I were in your shoes, first I will look at the questions first. Because sometimes, although I love writing a story, memang I am a writer, just suka menulis. Okay, I have my journal of writing. I love writing. But then if the question is a bit tough, I would go for an article. If the question for the article is very direct. But the one that I will try to avoid is writing a review. That is my personal opinion. Okay, sebab writing a review ni dia macam kena solid. The description must be very solid and your opinions must be there, because you need to influence people with your opinions regarding the place or regarding the whatever you review. Alright? So no more question. Teacher, is it okay if we exceeded the word limit? Yes, Damia, it is okay. Okay, if you exceed the word limits until 400 ke 500 ke, it's okay. But then the problem is, can you manage the time? Because we only have 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete part 1, part 2, and part 3. Okay, part 1, if you have been with me in our session before this, okay, you will notice that in part 1, I advise you to use 15 to 20 minutes, okay, for your email writing. For part 2, I advise you to just use 25 minutes of your time. And part 3, that is the final part, the ones that we are doing now, I would like to advise you on 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. So that means you are going to have 5 minutes balance for you to check your structure, your tenses. If I want to put proverbs or quotes in my essay, how do I fit in the sentences? Tuan Amir Danish, okay, that is why it is very important for us to understand the proverbs or the quotes in depth. Okay, then only you can use in your essays. If not, they are going to be like an alien in the essay. It doesn't really match. Dia tak kahwin betul-betul. Dia tak blend. Okay, dia tak blend nicely into the essay, and then it will look like you just memorize some of these proverbs and quotes and trying very hard to insert in your essay, which is not a good sign of writing. Okay, so make sure, Amir, that you are very comfortable with the quotes and the proverbs that you choose to write in the essay. So that is why I always tell the students, you do not have to be too ambitious trying to memorize so many proverbs and quotes. 1 or 2 should be enough. Okay, and make sure you try to use them again and again in different contexts until you feel very satisfied. Yes, I am very sure that I have used these quotes and proverbs correctly. Okay, any more question? No? No more? Ui, 200 plus 100 yang dekat live. Dekat live tu teacher tak nak buat apalah. I cannot see your question kan. So you are yang dalam Google Meet yang kena help out your friends kat luar tu. If they have question, teacher, I would like to ask, the format of report given in Info Plus Plus and download are different. Is it okay if I use either one of them? Yes, as I mentioned earlier, it can be any of the format as long as it looks like a report, because for CAFR, there is no one definite format that we need to follow. Okay? Don't worry about the format. Just make sure that you use one of the formats that you have been exposed to by your teachers. Okay? No more question? No more question. Are you clear with the explanation given today regarding the 4 text types? Alamak, tak ada orang respon. Tak clear lah kot. Baru respon. Okay, thank you Tuan Puteri. Crystal clear. Alhamdulillah, clear. I am so happy, clear. Thank you Dia, thank you Lee. Okay, thank you Liana. Thank you. Okay, teacher sentuh sikit ni ya. Because I really want to motivate you so that you are going to be on the right track to be excellent students. Okay, remember, tugas seorang guru bukan hanya bagi input about academic, but I also need to give you the motivation so that you know that you are on the right track. Define success. This is the one that we are going to get, okay, trying to reach in our life, okay. You are a product of your environment. Remember that. Okay, thank you Julia. Okay, you are the product of your environment, which means the people around you, your surrounding, mold you as a person. So what you need to do is choose the environment that will best develop you toward your objective. What is your objective? You want to get 9A plus in your SPM. Now try to think of the environment that you are in. You all masuk tak kelas? Your friends are supportive enough or not? Okay? Do you have parents yang memang encourage you to learn? What about your self-motivation? Okay, if you have all this, your environment is so supportive, that will be the best environment that will develop you toward your objective to fulfill the 9A plus that you have targeted. Analyze your life in terms of its environment. Remember, you cannot say, tak apa teacher, I can be on my own. No, your environment is going to mold you. Are the things around you helping you towards success? If you have friends who influence you, Allah, Putri, you don't have to enter lah. You have to join the class. Boring lah that class tu. Come lah, you join me. Baik kita main online games. Okay, that is the environment that you should not have. Are the environment or is the environment holding you back? Ask them that. Okay, I should surround myself with supporting friends who talk me through things instead of toxic, arrogant people. Got it, teacher. Yes. Okay, you don't layan all these toxic, arrogant people because they are going to they are not going to motivate you to be a good one. They are going to really lead you not to achieve your success, which is not good at all. Remember, the environment will give you what you believe, optimism, perasaan yang positif, positive attitude, your confidence, keyakinan kita akan bertambah, and even the outlook. Okay, kita rasa macam nak kemas, we want people to look at us and we want people to be close to us, and also our mindset will be very positive. That is very important because insyaAllah I can see some of you are going to be the future leaders. Tu sebab teacher rasa penting sangat for you to be able to define success in your life. And come, let's optimizing our potential. Teacher nak sangat if you have the goal setting. Okay, tahu macam ala klishenya teacher, cliche because you are not coming out with this. Okay, now set your goal setting. Kita ada berapa bulan lagi for your SPM? Who can answer me that? How many more months for your SPM exam? The real battle. Around 5 months. Okay. Kita akan start in January, right? January dah start dah yang school base. Okay, and then February, and then March. That is why it is very important for you to have your goal setting now. Use SMART. Tu sebab dia nak share ni. Use SMART. That means your goal must be very specific, must be measurable, must be attainable. That means dia logic. Boleh capai kita punya goal tu. Must be very relevant to you. Jangan duduk buat goal setting, I want to be a successful engineer one day. Jangan lagi. Sebab benda tu tak sampai lagi tahap kita. That is your ambition. Goal setting yang terdekat dalam masa 5 months ni, what do you plan to achieve? Okay, that is very important for you. And make sure it is time bound. That means dalam jangka masa yang betul for us to achieve. That is why I said here, not only consistently take positive action. Okay, you set the goal, not only you have to be very positive, but also you need to be able to work backward. Maksudnya kita patah balik. That is why kita ada side mirror in our car, right? Kalau you all dah ada license kan, setengah dah ada license lah buat ni. Tak ada license pun you are driving, right? You are driving your parents' car. Why do we have a side mirror? Kenapa kita ada mirror kat atas tu? What is the purpose of the side mirror sebenarnya? What is the purpose, apa kita panggil mirror yang kat atas bila kita drive tu? What is the purpose of that mirror? Kenapa tak tengok depan je and drive? Who can respond to me? Sama dengan you all bawa motorcycle kan? Dia ada side mirror tu. What is the purpose of that side mirror? Yong. Yes. SMART is the concept for management mathematics, but no. Okay, it is for all. Okay, to look back, Laila said. To look back and be careful. Kenapa kena look back? Kenapa nak tengok sejarah? Cuba you relate to your own self. Julia said to reflect my sins. Tu kalau yang kita go in depth lah, Julia. That is why dia kata you are also able to work backward. That means sometimes you need to sit. Okay, you need to take your time and sit and think. Apa aku dah buat ni? Okay, did I use my 24/7 tu correctly? Did I really optimize my time 24/7 tu? Okay, yes, Tuan Aina, so that we don't repeat the same mistakes, because kita tengok belakang, kita tengok sejarah kita. It is for us to self-assess ourselves. Jadi teacher rasa macam, ya Allah ya Tuhanku, Alhamdulillah sangat, thank you to Mpsm Kb1 for giving me this group. Dia macam, my chance to talk to excellent students kan. Rasa macam, I really want these students, nampak lah, because you are 17. You are 17 ni takut you all macam terlalai, macam syok sendiri. No, I really want you to be on the right track. And then once you look backward, and then you gradually break down your goal into smaller chunks. That is why kita dah target sekarang, okay, I want to get 9A+. You have look back. Tengok dengan side mirrors kita tu. Okay, we don't want to repeat the same mistake. 5 bulan lepas, aku dah syok sendiri. I was not serious in my studies. Ada assignment yang my teachers gave and I didn't do with the reason that I am too busy. Okay? No, this is not the time anymore. We have 5 more months to go. And I really want you. Sebab teacher tak ada anak sekolah menengah dah. I am assuming you as my girls and boys. And hopefully one day nanti you akan ingat, oh, I pernah kenal dengan teacher ni di Z. This is what she mentioned. Okay, I need to have the goal setting using SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, dia rasa Allahu Akbar. Kan indahnya bila dapat cakap macam ni, macam dapat express myself. Why do you need to create a goal? Because we want to create a clear path to achievement for your goal. Okay, we want you yourself, you set the goal. Dia bukan counselor yang datang. It is not the principal. It is not JPN officers, PPD officers. It is not your parents. It's you. Kalau you all nak berubah, tu je teacher bagi tahu. When I was your age, okay, bagilah teacher bagi teacher peluang sikit je lah. Teacher nak mengingatkan balik. When I was your age, teacher memang gila sangat. I wanted to wear a lab coat. Bila orang tanya, what is your ambition? I want to be a doctor. Okay, teacher rasa macam pakai lab coat, pakai the stethoscope tu rasa macam, stethoscope betul ke ni? Betul ke orang panggil stethoscope? Teacher silap kan? Okay, rasa macam, wow, macam bestnya, nampak glamournya. Becoming a doctor, and I want my name to be Dr. Zuraini Arifin. I want to, I want to help people. Macam tu perasaan teacher. When I was your age, at the age of 17. But then nampak tak? Allah kata, no Zuraini Arifin, you cannot be a doctor. There is something in your characteristic. So dalam diri you, kalau you jadi a doctor, mungkin you akan bagi silap injection to the patient. You are not, patience enough to face all the patients and the diseases. And then Allah pun, God diverge my path, and then I become a teacher. Tapi benda tu, because I have a very clear mind, years back, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. Tu yang teacher letak dalam diri teacher. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. Tapi tak boleh dah jadi doktor medical. Okay, pelik lah pula kan. Daripada TESOL, teaching English as second language, tiba-tiba jadi medical doctor, which is not relevant at all. So that is why I force myself slowly. I climb the ladder of academics. Teacher ambil master, teacher ambil PhD, okay, because cita-cita satu masa dahulu. That was my dream once upon a time. I really wanted the title of the doctor in front of my name. Tu yang sebab teacher ada goal setting at that time. Teacher nampak, this is the goal that I need to achieve. So that is why I am imposing all this to you. Teacher nak sangat anak-anak nampak, please set your goal in life. Okay, to make it easy to take action day by day. That is why we need to break them into small chunks, so that, okay, katakan next month you order kata dah, okay, in the next lessons, okay, in the next classes conducted by my teachers, I will not miss any of the classes. I takkan ponting satu kelas pun dah. And then buat checklist. Okay, this week, Alhamdulillah, okay, thank God I didn't miss any of the classes. Tick. That means you have achieved one of the goals. Okay, itu cara dia. So that is why set your goals with a crystal clear plan. Okay, that is my advice to all of you boys and girls. Okay, teacher letak lagi sekali kat sini, smart, specific, measurable, achievable ni sama dengan attainable. So you are now learning about what do we call? Synonym, okay, attainable, achievable, relevant and timely or time bound. Okay, print this, look at this, and inshallah you know where your life is leading to. Okay, we are coming to the end of our session lah. Okay, do you want to say anything? Teacher tak akan sentuh semua sebab slide ni teacher akan gunakan untuk KPTM students nanti. So just imagine lah, I'm talking to them like that nanti kan. Motivator lah konon-kononnya. Macam tu. Do you think that I will be convincing enough for the college students? Okay, boys and girls, kita end up our slide with this. Sekejap kita ada iklan, sekejap kita ada pergi motivation. Okay, so current slide. Remember? Okay, we go back to our, kita dah insert tadi 15 minutes of our motivation. Okay, finally, this one. Reading is like breathing in. So that means if you want to be a good writer, you need to read a lot. And writing is like breathing out. That means you are producing whatever you have read. The most difficult and complicated part of the writing process is the beginning, of course. But once you know how to proceed with the writing, inshallah, God willing, you are going to be on the right track. The best view come after the hardest climb, right? So now you are climbing. You are climbing, my dear. And you are going to face lots of obstacles. Okay, be strong, be positive. Inshallah, you are going to see the best view in May 2022 when the result of SPM comes out. Wishing you an ocean of good luck really, this is honestly from my heart. I am wishing all of you an ocean of good luck and success in your upcoming examination. May good luck follow you throughout the exams. I know great success shall be yours, insyaAllah, at the end of the day. So with that, kalau ada tersalah kata teacher, kalau iklan teacher tak berkenaan, you know kan, English teacher sometimes dia akan melalut kan. I think teacher you should do a seminar for Chonghua. No lah sayang, Chonghua dah ada good teachers kan. I really hope that I'm going to see you again anywhere. If you see me, kalau ingat muka-muka gebu teacher ni Dizak from SMK Kemumin. Okay, from the kampung.school.com. Okay, I am sharing all the